Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes every single damn time and subscribe if you are new. This is the first of two videos today. Okay, I don't do it often, but it's the first of two videos today because we've got the preview for the Fulham game coming out later. But I had to round up the news because the done deals are sealed, signed and delivered, and we don't need to worry about the rumours, the circulation of BS, because today we've got some announcements. So let's get into it, giving our thoughts on each one. And there's actually quite a bit to get into, so let's get rolling already. Fofana, here we go, given last night for him to move to Burnley after recalling him from Union Berlin, getting that international loan spot back for an Ian Maatsen, which we'll get onto later, and he goes straight out to Burnley. This happened so fast. It's like he went straight from, Germany, Berlin, all the way back to Burnley. Didn't even stop in London. Probably maybe picked up some extra pairs of socks and kept it pushing. You know what I mean? He didn't even stay around too long. So now salary will be 100% covered. It is a no buy option. It's a straight loan. Premier League experience is the goal on this one. We heard that with Andre Santos, the brother didn't touch the pitch once. Now, I went through Burnley's team and I glossed through it. Obviously, we know they're in a relegation battle, so that gives me shades of Ampadu at Sheffield United under Chris Wilder. It gives me shades of Gilmour at Norwich, and these loans weren't great. So I have my concerns there. However, to put some positivity on it, because I do think this could be a good move. I do think it could be. It could go either way. I think my preference would be Championship because it's a lower level. Confidence levels should be higher, get more goals. He should show his skill set better in that league. Premier League's very difficult, especially when you play for a team that are getting bopped or getting beaten 9 times out of 10. So that's not easy for the confidence levels. However, Burnley is a team that we have sent, obviously, Ian Maatsen to the season before. It wasn't the Championship, and they are having a completely opposite season. So the trust in Burnley to play our player, I get it, but different levels. Now, Company, he was on the shortlist for management position in the summer, along with Postecoglou and Pochettino. So clearly, the recruitment team like Company. Now, the positive side to this is they play a 4-4-2. They play with 2 strikers, and Jay Rodriguez in that front 2 has the least amount of goals, half of his strike partner with 2 goals in 16. So he could be easily upgraded on if Datcha Fofana really hits the ground running and provides more. So 2 positions instead of 1. He's not going to be asked to play the lone striker role on his own. That's easier for him to have at least a partner in crime. So, yeah. Bottom 3, though, for speed of attacks. It was a statistic that I saw recently on the TV. That means they're with the Man Cities and the Arsenals and the whole Pep, type manager, the underdogs of Pep, I guess the assistant managers. The school of Pep is speed of attacks, slow control, and that's what Burnley are basically after, and Datro will have to be part of that. So he's not going to get the high volume and high velocity that Liverpool produce, and we see them at the top of that chart. So they'll be a bit patient with their play, and they'll be a little bit pedantic, and he'll have to choose his moments and wait. He's not just going to get burst after burst. But yeah, like I said, interesting move. It was very quick, so clearly it was decided before he even maybe got back from Union Berlin, because it just literally happened immediately. But yeah, preference is Championship because Burnley are losing most times, most weeks, but maybe there's something there. He should play. If he doesn't play at Burnley in a 2-striker system, regardless of his age, he's probably not got a single hope in hell of making it here. So, yeah, you gotta play for Burnley, bro. You have to. So yeah, moving on to the news that needed this, which was Ian Maatsen's move to Dortmund, getting that international loan spot, and then obviously now it goes to him. He goes to Dortmund until June, and that deal is done. He wears the number 22 shirt. He goes with Jadon Sancho, potentially playing on the same flank. There is no option to buy, but there is a release clause in his contract extension at Chelsea to 2027. So this is just me kind of guesswork here, but they wanted reportedly a 30 million obligation in the loan to Dortmund. So I'm guessing the release clause is maybe around 30 million in this new contract that he signed. If he does very well at Dortmund, his market value goes up. Other teams around Europe get interested, and the release clause is there and set. It's a shame. Happy for if I'm talking from a non-selfish standpoint, I'm happy for Maatsen because I think he deserves the opportunity to go and play. I'm happy that he's going to a good team. I think he's better than going to a relegation candidate as well. Like Burnley were linked. Now he's going to Dortmund. This is a real stage to showcase your talents. You are on the X Factor stage. Sing your heart out. Opportunity to flourish at one of Europe's leading clubs and one of Bundesliga's leading clubs. So really happy for him because he deserves it. I rate him. I think he's got a lot of potential. From our point of view, Lord Heavens, we've got Levi Colwill playing left back, getting absolutely skinned week in, week out, not providing anything defensively, closing down, 1v1s, getting ripped, not providing anything going forward. What is the point? Balance, aerial ability. But yeah, for me, at this point, it's become a negative. It was already a negative because I've never wanted him to play there, but it's now really a clear negative. Like his confidence levels will just fall through the floorboards as opposition managers continue to keep targeting him. If Jones in the Championship is going to get after him, then you can bet your Premier League wingers are going to be after him as well. And now we have no option but to continue to keep playing him there because Cucurella and Chilwell are injured. I would have loved Maatsen to get an opportunity in this position. He could have combined with a Mudryk and not stifled our left winger. He could have defended, potentially, we don't know. Yes, physically, maybe would have got bullied, but like I said, we're getting bullied anyway. I just think there was a lot more pros than cons with Maatsen at least getting an option to play in this left-back position. But we're never going to see that. So you really have taken, that decision, Poch, to stifle our left-hand side. And the balance is not there in terms of on the ball and in terms of going forward and helping out your winger, and in terms of even defensively, we're bad over there as well. So not happy, but happy for Maatsen. And it is what it is. We just have to hope that our left backs get fit as soon as possible. Chilwell is returning, slowly but surely. Let's see if he uses him at left back and not left wing. But yeah, disappointed in this one, but it is what it is. It's done. So Maatsen goes to Dortmund, and hopefully him and Sancho have this incredible chemistry. I'd love to see that, honestly. Now, speaking of players in certain clubs like Brighton, there's a link again. Yes, that's right. We are linked with another Brighton player. People are talking about De Zerbi. People are talking about Estupiñán, but this is Ferguson from Nizar Cancelo. He's talking about Ferguson. Chelsea are interested. Chelsea like the player. That's nice. Don't buy him. Absolutely no to Ferguson. No. Many reasons. One, young, raw, potential, all-rounder potentially, but very young, lot to learn, still hasn't hit 10 Premier League goals, hasn't nailed a place at Brighton in the first starting 11 because he's still getting to grips with things. And De Zerbi has even said in quotes that, listen, you have things to improve on. We need you to step up, You're young. He needs to do 2-3 more years there. Should we be signing him in the summer for £100+ million for someone who's never scored 10 goals in the Premier League when you know for a fact that they're still developing to do, they're still learning to do? Absolutely not. We shouldn't be doing that. And Brighton are going to charge us an absolute insane amount of money, as they do for every deal. We've been absolutely destroyed every time we've gone into business with this club, whether it's Cucurella for overpriced, Caicedo for overpriced, Sanchez, who's now not even potentially going to be our starting goalkeeper 6 months into his signing because Petrovic is doing his thing. You're just getting destroyed. We're just getting destroyed everywhere we go with this club, Brighton. We are just getting absolutely ripped, and it has to stop. So I'm against this because it's not the age profile we should be going for up front, where we need a killer, where we need someone who's been there and done it, especially when he's going to cost that much, especially when there's no evidence as of yet that he can handle that pressure, especially when we've already got Fofana, Washington, Richards, and Jackson and Broja. Have I given you enough reasons? Long-term transfer target, they're saying. Brother, you've already have enough long-term assets. Don't worry about the long term. Worry about the short term. You've got enough long-term assets, enough long-term potential strikers. So yeah, we move. Now, the reason why I think this money, I've said it before, I think that we need to get a striker in January. Actually, I really know we do, because we've seen that we are missing big chances, and we've seen that against Middlesbrough in midweek, and it's not going to change overnight because these players are young and they're not going to just become Harry Kanes in the next 6 months. Now, is the striker market bleak? Yes. Do I care? No. Here's why. Although Chelsea will have significant money to spend this summer, their transfer fund will be reduced if they fail to qualify for Europe. Shh, no shit. No shit, Sherlock. We fail to qualify for Europe. We have less money coming in on gate receipts, on TV. Yes, our transfer market budget will be hit. So what do we need to do to try and get into Europe? We need to try and change our course, which is to buy a striker. A low cost, low fee, low risk striker. On a loan or on a permanent, I don't care, but you have to do something. There's no point doing nothing. You're going to get the same results. If you can spend 20 million on Washington and not use him, then you can spend 15 or find a loan for a striker. We've signed Demba Ba in this transfer window before. We've signed Giroud in this window before. Don't tell me that there's nobody out there that you can take a punt on. If it doesn't work, then fine. It didn't work, but it's better than doing nothing. So, yeah, I'd like a striker. I've said that so many times. Are we going to get one? Who knows? But I think our season depends on it. If we're going to make Europe, I haven't given up on it. I think we're 6 points off a European place. So let's get to work. But we'll see. And also Richards is in training because a lot of you have been asking me, whispers. So there's your update on that situation as well. Again, probably not going to see him really this season. But yeah, that's where he is. He is with us. He exists. And finally, on Brighton, because we spoke on Ferguson, but they have signed, of course, our former transfer target at left back from Boca Juniors for $10 million. And the reason why I bring this up is because we are definitely going to be linked with Estupiñán in the next 6 months, as they have already replaced him with someone far cheaper. They will charge us 60 million, and then we will sell Cucurella for half his market value that we paid to replace him with another Brighton left back, and the cycle will continue. So we have to keep up with the Brighton transfers because this player from Boca Juniors will probably be at Chelsea for 100 million in 2028. So beware, be very aware. If Estupiñán then doesn't work out and doesn't look anything like he does at Brighton, it just carries on. So here we go, is confirmed on that deal. He will not be joining Chelsea because he's gone to Brighton. And it was a very cheap deal, to be fair, but he's too short. Pochettino would never use him there. So, yeah, he's not going to play left back for us. But there you go. There's your news. There's your roundup. At least there has been some movement, outgoings-wise, but we shall see what else takes place. Make sure you smash up the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Double upload, like I said, preview for Fulham. And potentially FIFA. Tonight, 10 p.m, because I have been sacked from Chelsea in January. How ironic is that? Hopefully that doesn't happen in real life. And I'm now at Strasbourg. Todd Bowie sent me to Strasbourg, and then he took Angelo away from me. So there's a lot of funny activity going on that series. So make sure you check it out, and make sure you smash up the notifications so you don't miss this mad content, double upload, and a stream, and then a watch along. And then we will be there for Tottenham, Manchester United, of course, as well. So there's a lot going on. Make sure you're there. Big up your damn selves in a bit, people. Peace.